Okay, doing that now. Takes a quick second.
Hi.
I'm logging on right now. It takes a quick second. Preparing live stream, a live streaming preview. It's going on Facebook on our page. Hey, champ, you're our first guest on this part of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Set the bar high.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
I got some shit to talk.
Right on. I want to hear it.
Get off of that.
Okay, it's setting it up. It'll go on live. I'll let you guys know as soon as we go live.
It says we're going live now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live, Facebook Live here with the champion, Austin Trout. We got the two cuates from Temecula, and we've got one from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the Davids, Trujillo and Contreras. How are you doing today, guys?
Excellent,
Blessed,
gentlemen.
blessed. Happy to be here.
Well, we're excited. We got some things to talk about today, and but before we get into your nitty gritty, I about what you thought about this past weekend's fights. I don't know if you got to watch, both fights. I was flicking back and forth watching both of them. They were both excellent. But what did you think?
First off, I gotta give a super congratulations to my man Oscar Valdez. Oh my God! Talk about underdog and talk about upset. My man upset the hell out of Berchelt, and I'm very happy for him to do that.
Yeah, you know what? That definitely was a big upset there, boy. They thought he was walking into Berchalt's territory, and Berchalt was going to clean him up and have his lunch
That's
with
what
him.
they
But
thought.
yeah, but
I
he
knew
came
Oscar
back.
had a chance. He's a strong puncher. I knew he had a punching chance. But man, Oscar showed. I mean, he showed his boxing skills. He showed his patience. He looked like a vet in there. I was very impressed. Overall.
You know what? My hat off to the Reynoso
Yeah.
training camp. I mean, Eddie and his father Chepe, they did a great job. You know, Champ, one of the things that I saw in the fight reminded me a lot when Teofimo fought Lomachenko.
Yes.
Remember, he
Yeah.
was, I mean, Teofimo was so focused on the fight, on everything that he did. And I saw the same thing with Valdez,
Yeah.
against Berchel. I mean, he was so focused. I mean, that jab that he was throwing, just the way he was moving, cutting off the ring. What an outstanding game plan. Hey, my respect to the Reynoso family for a great training camp.
You can tell that they drilled it and drilled it and drilled it to a second nature in the training camp. And again, shout out to the Reynosos. They did a very good job. I mean, Oscar has always had that raw talent and that natural talent, but they've been able to take that and mold it into a professional. We got he looked like a true vet.
Yeah. Hey, Champ, what do you think about him against Shakur Stevenson? I like Shakur.
I like
think
Shakur.
Yeah, I love Shakur. He's a great kid too. What do you think about that? I mean, they're going to have to face each other.
They're going to have to, and I don't know, man. I hate to ever count Oscar out because one thing that Valdez has is he's got that pop. He's got that equalizer, and he knows how to set it up.
Yeah.
Shakur, in my opinion, he's special. There's something special
He
about
is.
Shakur. The only difference I think it'll come down to is does Shakur have the power to keep Oscar off?
Yeah.
I think that's what it'll come down to. And if Shakur will be able to move and slip, and he'll be able to box his way, but not for 12 rounds if we can't hurt him or something.
Yeah. You know, Shakur reminds me a lot of the young Mayweather.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that knockout punch that Mayweather had, at 126, at 130. But I'm telling you, that kid is special. There's a reason why Andre Ward and Crawford are mentoring him. There's a reason why, because you know what? That kid is special. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that would be a great fight.
He
Outstanding.
reminds me a lot of Ward too. Ward
Yes.
wasn't knocking everybody out, especially in the beginning.
Mhm.
But he definitely broke them all down. And Shakur, like I said, if he can at least stun Valdez, he'll break him down.
Yeah,
But if,
that'd be
if
great.
Valdez
Yeah.
is walking through Shakur's shots, which I don't think he would, but Oscar's he's a monster.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna be a long night for Stevenson. But I'm gonna sit my favorite and the favorite of Stevenson. But then again, I did that with Burchell, so
Exactly. Yeah.
who knows, man? I'm looking forward to why I'll be watching. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I saw in with Berchelt is I saw him, he got desperate
Yeah,
and he got tired, he got desperate, and he got sloppy.
absolutely.
And he was chasing Oscar all over the place, and Oscar was setting up those counters. And you know what? He ducked his head, he threw that right, just like Manuel Marquez did with Pacquiao. And he threw that no-see shot and put him to sleep, made him start snoring.
Yeah,
I personally think that they should have thrown in the flag or the
towel.
the towel. I think they should have the round before, because you know what? He was hurt. He wasn't the same anymore. And I'll tell you, my wife, we were watching the fight, and I was
Yeah.
talking to a couple of buddies on the phone. And when he hit him and knocked him out, I thought he was dead. Seriously. I mean, when I
he
saw
wasn't
that,
moving.
I go, man, I hope he gets up. Literally, I'm sitting
Yeah.
there and I'm praying, going, God, please, I hope he gets up. Because, I mean, that was a solid punch. I mean, that's probably going to be the knockout of the year or a contender. for the knockout.
Absolutely, KO of the year candidate for sure.
Yeah.
That,
Well,
that
definitely.
KO reminded me a little bit of the way Leo Santa Cruz got finished, and a little bit of the way Pacquiao got finished by Juan
It
Manuel.
reminded me of Pacquiao, because remember,
Yeah.
Pacquiao didn't get
Pacquiao.
up for about a minute. And this
Yeah.
guy too, I'm looking at him and I'm sitting here and I'm praying, going, God, please, I hope he doesn't die. Because I mean, that was just a solid punch. And his legs, the way they were wobbling after the, I think it was a fourth round when he got
Mhm.
hit. I mean, he was never the same. Champ, let me ask you a quick question. Has that ever happened to you where you get hit? Because they kept saying that he got hit, I guess, in the this portion of the head. I mean, and I think it was Timothy Bradley, the one that was saying that when you get hit in this portion, that it affects your equilibrium. Has that ever happened to you, Champ? Or have you ever done it to somebody? I'm sure you have.
Thank God it's never happened to me, but
Yeah.
but I've seen it happen and I've made it happen. But the temples,
Yeah, the temple.
vertigo,
Yeah.
And it's also when you get hit in the ear. You get hit in
Yeah.
the ear, it messes your whole balance off.
Yeah.
And I've had my legs give out on me, but it wasn't from a punch. It was just the high pace of the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that was an outstanding fight. Well, we got a big fight coming this weekend, Canelo. And if anybody knows Canelo, you know Canelo, Champ. Tell us about when you fought him. And I'll tell you my story, what happened during the time when you fought him. I was working for the San Diego Police Department, and I was assigned to the gang unit. And I'll tell you, when I was there, after the fight, we would all get together at somebody's house, smoke cigars, have a great time watching the fights. And then the next day we'd go to work. There was 50-50. 50% of the cops were saying that you won, and the other 50 were saying that Canelo won. That was an outstanding fight. Tell us a little bit about that fight, that experience.
It was the biggest fight that I was ever involved in.
Yeah.
And I've been in some big fights, but Canelo definitely was the biggest. 40,000 people, that was a good turnout.
Yeah.
It was almost the perfect night. It was almost a perfect night. If we had gotten that nod, if we had gotten the decision, it would have made everything worth everything,
Yeah.
But walking into the fight, we knew that we had to decisively beat him. We knew what was stacked up, but my whole career, that's kind of how it's been. So I was just like, oh, it's another day in the office. Oh, you
Yeah.
mean he's got judges? Cool, I've been there before. Oh, you mean he's got some open scoring? Okay, I've been there before. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not the open scoring, but just all the bullshit that comes with it.
Yeah.
So I was just, my manager wanted to walk away. He was like, bro, they're giving you one judge out of 4. It's 3-1 in judging. Let's walk away. It's not right. And I told him, was like, look, I'm gonna hurt this kid. These judges ain't gonna help him. It was really some cocky-ish, but I've been wanting this fight for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And, I finally got it. I felt like there was nothing that anybody outside the ring could do
Mhm.
to mess up this fight for me. We had a good fight. That was the first time I ever been dropped, which was in the 7th round. I came back and whooped his ass for the rest of that round.
Yeah.
But it
I
was
agree.
good. At the end of the day, I didn't get the win.
Yeah.
But I guess that was expected since I didn't drop him or dominate.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh, go ahead.
But everybody knew who Austin Trout was after that day. I tell you
It
that.
was definitely
Yeah.
love.
I knew who Austin Trout was before that day.
Yeah.
That's
But
a
I'm,
matter of
I'm
fact,
talking,
see-
I'm talking about everybody else.
Exactly.
Right.
Austin Trout was.
Yeah.
But coming from a true boxing fan, it's not about how the people you have. It's nothing about that. I'm the type of guy that'll watch a fight and I don't invite nobody over. I don't drink any alcohol. I watch the TV and I turn off the announcers. I don't listen to them.
That's
Okay.
you a true
So
fan.
that's how I watch a fight. Okay. And I've been watching Austin for a long time. I mean, he was undefeated all the way up until that point. And for him to touch up Canelo like you did, I mean, I'm going to say this, man, much respect, because the only other guy that ever touched him up was Mayweather, that sat in the pocket with him. But you touched him up. And you know what, man, that's hats off to you. And I know we're not done. Yeah, not a problem, man. I have to take off my hat to you for that. And thank you for that show.
He is
Could've went
arguably
either
the
way.
best fighter right now, for sure. I would say. And the kid keeps getting better and better.
Mhm.
So you gotta give it to him. He's the cash cow, and the way that he put his deal to where he's an independent fighter,
Yes.
keeping all his money, and not having to share it with Oscar, who in my opinion wasn't doing nothing. He was just riding Canelo's coattails. It's not like he was promoting him or promoted anybody outside of. I mean, who does Golden Boy have besides Canelo? Well, had Canelo. Who does Golden Boy have besides Ryan Garcia?
He has Virgil Ortiz.
Oh,
We got
okay. There you
Virgil
go.
Ortiz, he's up and coming. Yeah.
Virgil Ortiz. And you know what?
Yeah.
The reason why Ryan Garcia is because he does a lot of his own promotion.
Yes, he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He does a lot of his own promotion. I would say Golden Boy is putting more effort into him, as they should, because they got a real one right there with Virgil.
Yeah.
He's definitely got the goods. So hopefully Oscar puts his energy behind Virgil, because he wouldn't put no energy behind anybody, not even Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia made him his own stuff.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. Hey, champ, when you fought Canelo, did he surprise you? Because he was smaller than you, right, in height. But
No, we were the same size.
same, 5'8", okay.
Same weight, same reach, same everything.
Really? But there's
The only
something
thing that
about him.
surprised me was that when we didn't train for it, 'cause we never seen it happen,
Uh-huh.
was that Canelo was running. I was like, oh, bro, he's on his horse.
Uh-huh.
But we weren't supposed to be dealing with this.
Uh-huh.
But that's because of the open scoring. After the 4th round, which I felt like he lost every round up to the 4th round,
Yeah.
they told him and me that Trout was losing every round. Just stand on your feet and you got it. So that's when he started running. I've never seen Canelo run
No.
since then, except for when he fought Triple G.
Yeah.
So I'll pat myself on the back for that type of attribute.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ready for the head movement or the footwork.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't expecting it, I should say.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people knew that he had that footwork and that head movement. And now, I mean, when he fought Kovalev, now that he's becoming a little more seasoned, he's very good at that head movement, the waist
He made
movement.
Danny Jacobs look, pretty average with his
Yes, he
head
did.
movement. He made him miss a lot.
Yeah.
Danny's no slouch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He made a good former world champion look regular.
Yeah.
I think a lot has to do with the way you fought him. He learned a lot from that, and I think between you and Mayweather, it helped him increase his defense.
I believe so too.
You know,
I believe
I
so, and I believe Mayweather took the playbook out of my first 4 rounds and just ran with that for the whole 12.
Yeah.
Stop, baby.
Hey, Champ, what's your prediction for this weekend's fight? Canelo's fighting this young man from Turkey, Yildirim. We don't know much about him. I saw 1 or 2 of his fights on YouTube. What do you think about him? What do you think about this week's fight? Is it just
Like you said, I don't know much about his opponent, but I've looked up a few fights.
yeah,
If the thing about the Eastern Europeans is kind of like if they don't dominate, then they just look to survive. I hope because he's a tall dude, right? He looked like
6 feet tall. Yeah.
6'3", 6'4". If he can do what what's the kid he just fought?
Caleb Smith. Yeah,
What Smith didn't do, and that's jab, he has a
Yeah.
chance. If he fights tall, fights long, that's kind of Canelo's MO to get in and, fight him. But if he can box him, he got a chance. If he can also, touch Canelo's body, because, I think that's probably one of the only ways you can really hurt Canelo. I think he may have a chance. But that's just a small chance. I think Canelo's going to come and do what Canelo does. I mean, he's got a lot behind him, and the kid stays in the gym. That's the one thing that people don't understand about Canelo. You may think he's a prima donna, this, that, and the third, but he works hard. He stays in the gym. He stays drilling. And whatever that they see is going to work for this guy, Yildirim, or however you say his name, they've been drilling it probably for a month now, or since the last.
and he has Yildirim. He has Joel Diaz as a trainer.
Yeah, thank you.
I like Joel. I like that guy, Joel Diaz. He's a good trainer.
He is a good trainer. And
Yeah.
Joel, if anybody can see the problems that Canelo got, Joel is gonna see it.
Exactly.
He's gonna and like the Reynosos do.
Yes.
Joel Diaz is from that Cuban school. And Cuban school of boxing is all about the escuela de combates. You just keep drilling
Yeah.
till the second nature.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, word on the street here in Southern California is that this Joel Diaz and this guy, and it's hard for me to pronounce his name, so I'm just going to say this guy. I apologize to
We'll
him.
call him Why?
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people think that he has a really good opportunity and a really good chance.
He does. And he's got nothing to lose. Everything.
Yeah, and he's
That's
got
a
nothing to
dangerous
lose.
position too.
And the hard part about it is having Joel Diaz on your back. I mean, my son trained with Joel Diaz.
Oh,
And
really?
I'll tell you what, yeah. And you know what? The work regimen is phenomenal. It's just
Nice.
it's just like Canelo's camp. It's just like anybody else's camp.
Mhm.
These guys are 5 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night.
That's
All day long, intermittent in between. So, and I love the way Joel trains because everybody throws rocks. I mean,
Yeah.
they throw rocks like you wouldn't believe. I mean, everybody, especially to the body. So I'd
Yeah.
like to see if they develop that body shot going against
Man.
Canelo.
I mean, I even heard Canelo to the body. I couldn't believe Triple G, in my opinion. That first fight, I see the draw. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I see the
do.
draw.
I did too.
I don't see it. I don't see it, champ. I had Triple G winning the first fight. I had him winning, man.
I had him winning
Yeah.
too, but that's because I
Yeah.
got a bias. But when you try to take that bias off,
Yeah.
you like my man Dave said, turn that volume down.
Yeah.
And I can see the draw.
Yeah.
I had Triple G winning, but I can see the draw. Now, the only difference between that Triple G dominating and winning that fight, that Triple G didn't go to the body hardly at all.
Mhm.
If any, he was just headhunting the whole fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, if he went to the body just a little bit, I think he might have messed around and stopped Canelo. And then the second fight, guess what Triple G didn't do? He didn't go to the body again, and he got whopped.
Exactly. Yes, he did. Yes. In the second fight, I had Canelo without a doubt.
Definitely,
the second
without
fight.
a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, he came in strong. He came in.
Yeah, he had Triple G going backwards.
He did something that nobody had ever done before.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's when I was like, bro, this dude Canelo's a beast. He just pushed the boogeyman. You know what I mean? He just
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, champ, what did you think about the Kovalev fight? Give me your
I think
honest
Kovalev
opinion
took
on
a
that.
dive.
Did you
Man.
watch it?
I still stand by. I think Kovalev took a dive.
Yeah, me too. Me
I ain't
too.
never seen Kovalev never
No.
throw anything with some, oomph. He was
Yeah.
just pity patting, and he
Yes,
was
he
still
was.
catching
He
Canelo.
was. Yeah.
And then when he threw his right hand, he was like, ah.
Yeah.
And then when Canelo hit him with the hook, he sat there and wobbled, and then looked Canelo in the eye like, nigga, you don't throw that right hand already.
Yeah.
I think he took a dive, bro. I don't know.
You know, champ, it's funny you say that because I thought it, and this is the first time that I actually say it. You know, I know Kovalev very well. He was my neighbor here in Florida.
Okay.
I worked out with him once or twice in
That's
our
what's up.
gym. Yeah, he lived right here. He lived right directly above me. So I used to see him in the elevator. I worked out with him a couple of times. Dude,
Okay.
that's not the Kovalev that I know. Kovalev, I mean, you're right. He was pitting, pattering, and that wasn't the Kovalev, you know, and I agree.
The pressure
Something
never
went
showed
wrong.
up.
No,
The
he
pressure
should have
never
won.
showed up.
Exactly. I agree with you. Yes.
Ever since he fought Andre Ward, he just never was the same.
That is true too. And now it
Yeah.
could be that he's shot, but at the same time, if nothing else. You like they say, your power is the last to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if he can't set up a shot, he's still gonna be throwing them right hands with
Yeah.
Thunder. He never did in that fight. That's the only reason why I'm like,
Yeah.
he wasn't there to win.
No, and
He
you know
was
what?
there to set up
He
a
had a
bigger
lot on
fight.
his mind because he was also looking at a rape charge, a rape and a battery charge
Oh,
out of. You remember that happened up in Big Bear. So that case was lingering over him. He
I
ended
didn't
up
know
pleading.
that.
You didn't
They
know that?
should
Yeah, it was
share
all
that.
over the media. He ended up pleading guilty to a misdemeanor after I think it was a 2-year delay of the trial. But he ended up pleading guilty. But during that time, he was looking at prison time, at felony time.
Man.
During that time.
Oh.
So maybe all that was on his mind, but it wasn't the same Kovalev at all.
Definitely not. That definitely could have threw his game all the way up.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Jeff,
that kind of
what-
David,
yes.
David, that kind of reminds me of Chico Corrales back in the day when he fought Mayweather. He was going through some possible jail time, and you know his mind wasn't there all the
You're
way.
absolutely right.
You know, I remember that fight,
Yeah.
and when I found all that out, I go, oh man, that's gonna. I know that has to affect you. You just can't be in that ring 100% with that lingering over your head, and
Yeah.
yeah, it just kind of took me back right now when you were saying that to the Chico Corrales Mayweather fight.
Rest in peace to Diego, man.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Lost a warrior there.
Yep.
Love that guy.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So let
Great.
me ask you this, Austin. You know, we watched your fight here, your warm-up fight in Mexico. You know, proud of you, man, because you know you want to get busy, you want to stay busy as much as you can. I know that. Where are you looking at now? Where are you headed to now?
Well,
What do
look,
you want,
man,
what do you want next?
just watching Adrian Broner fight, I would love to get that fight at 147. You know, I know he's just coming off a 2-year layoff, but I'm just coming off a 1-year layoff. So now we got that out the way. Hopefully I can get a name like Broner. I would love to go ahead and retire him. PBC got to be
Absolutely.
looking for an exit strategy for Broner, and they can go ahead and let me be that exit strategy.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know, names like Broner Garcia, Keith Thurman. I would love to even fight Terrence Crawford. But I understand that I got to get my wins up at 47. So that's my second one, 47. I'll keep going back to Mexico as long as they keep fighting me if I can't get a name. You know, activity is key to 2021. I was done a disservice the way that they had me shelved and they come back to fight a killer. You know what I mean? I would be off for a year, then I had to fight Charlo. I was off for 6 months and fought Hurd. Off for another, year, fought Gaucher. So, there's no other sport that allows an elite athlete not perform for a whole year and then expect them to perform at the highest level. So I'm gonna stay active until I get the call for any type of name. I'll be ready, and I don't duck, I don't dodge, I don't turn down nothing. I'm 35 years young. They say it's a young man's sport, but I still feel good. I'm out here training and sparring with like Ammo Williams, you know what I'm saying, Regis Prograis, and teach these young boys a little something. So
Yeah.
I know I just want to hit while the iron's hot. I feel good. My mind is good. I'm in a good place mentally, physically. I think this will be the time to take full advantage of that and get some fights. hopefully some big name fights. But if not, I'm still gonna fight.
Hey, champ, one quick question. What's your exit strategy? You need to have an exit strategy, whether it's 5 years, 10 years from now. Do you want to be a
Yeah.
promoter? Do you want to manage? Do you want to box? Do you want to be a preacher? You want to be a pastor? What is it? What's your exit strategy? If you don't mind
Well,
sharing it.
I would love to do. I would have to. I know myself. I'd have to be involved in boxing some way, or I would
Okay.
just keep coming back to fight.
Yeah,
So, training kids, training pros, managing pros, things like even marketing amateurs is something I would love to do as far as being involved in boxing. You know, I have a few businesses that I've already, got started that are running well. Not autonomous yet, but I'm working on it. You know,
Nice.
biggest thing for me would be probably real estate and some type of service. You know, I want to make sure that I'm, this pandemic has taught us that taught me anyway, that I need to be more essential, not just so that I have a job when something like this happens, but I need to be more essential because I need to, what's the word I'm looking for? I need to provide some type of service for my fellow humans.
yes.
I need to be helpful in some type of way.
Yeah.
I have a Parkinson's boxing therapy class that I run, which helps. But that's if you have Parkinson's. So I train people, try to get them to their fitness goals and the mental goals.
Oh
And
man, I
that's
love
cool
it.
and all, but how can I be a service to humanity a lot better?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm figuring out. I have a bunch of businesses that really serve me. My
Yeah.
ATMs, my trainings, my my pressure washing business, everything that I have really kind of serves me some. So I'm about to start a home care business, which will help serve the elderly and definitely in a time like
Wow.
this, everybody needs help. So,
Wow, what a good humanitarian.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
well, I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
We can all do more, right? But
Yeah.
I'm trying to just start with something.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
once we have something, then we can build and build and build. I have this lawsuit with WBO, and if we get that money, man, we're gonna be a big humanitarian, baby.
Yeah.
We'll pray for that.
Yeah, pray for that, man. I'm gonna
Pray
start.
for that
I'm
for
gonna
you.
call
Yeah.
the town
Yeah.
New Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how the Amish got their own community. I want to have
Yeah.
my own community too, but we
That's
just
cool.
follow the laws of the Bible. I mean, aside from capital punishment,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Aside from that, and aside from
Yeah.
the slaughtering of animals, we just work as the laws of the Bible, and every man takes care of the next like it's himself. And then
Right.
we see how that works. And it's unlike the Amish, we want everybody to come and see how we do it, so that they can
Right.
take pieces from it. It's not a secret. We want everybody to be able to come check us out. So that's my dream goal.
That's beautiful,
Have
man.
New
That's
Jerusalem.
awesome.
Anybody can come, anybody can stay, you just gotta work.
Yeah.
Work your own land, work someone else's land, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Free rent, free charge, you just gotta pull your part.
Well, I'll tell you, champ. I hope I'm not talking out of space here, Dave. But if you're looking for a beautiful place to live, for a beautiful place to train, House of Pain in Temecula. You got a beautiful winery. You got mountains. You got places where you could build a colony, build your own
That's where it's
village,
at.
and
We got good
Temecula,
water.
California. And
got
if
good
you want to
water
train,
rights.
the gym is there, right, Dave? The invitation
know
is
what?
there.
You know what? Austin already has that door open, wide
Exactly,
open.
yeah.
Yeah.
No matter
I
what.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all, man. But I understand where you're coming from. The reason why I just opened up my gym just recently here over the COVID because I had to
really?
take care of the kids. The
Yeah.
kids were going crazy, so I was able to pull them in, and it actually just blew up on us. Right now we're pushing 30 members, and we haven't even advertised.
Congrats,
but-
man. That's what's up.
Oh, thank you. But it was to keep the kids there. But we got pros coming through here now too, and
I'ma come
we
through
got a
too.
couple of
Don't
fighters that
worry,
are
I'm
boxing with
coming.
pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to come and see us when you come out to Temecula or Southern
No doubt.
California.
Yeah.
Your brother will bring you over here, and like I
That's
said,
my
your
first stop,
door is
man.
always open for you. You got a home here.
Hey, champ, one last question. I was going to ask him, Jaime, maybe you might want to ask him who his hero was, boxing hero growing up. Champ,
Well,
who did you look up to? Who was a guy that you said, you know what, I want to be like that guy when I get older, boxing, in the boxing world?
So I'm from that newer school generation where Roy Jones Jr. was the man
Yeah,
when I was growing up.
yeah,
Yeah, Floyd was cool, and I was like, nobody had that style like Roy in his
Yeah.
prime. But also I'm also a student of the game. My mother, she made me watch all the old school fighters. So Sugar Ray Leonard, even Pernell Whitaker.
yeah,
I love watching those guys fight. I love watching Marvin Hagler fight. And I loved how he was able to be on his toes, right? But then he would
Yeah.
come down and just bully you, bulldog you. He would switch left-handed, right-handed. He like gave you so many aspects of the game. Roberto Duran, he doesn't get enough credit for like the defensive skills that he had, just because he was right there. You weren't hitting him. He had the head movement, he had the little step arounds, and he was still, nonstop punching.
yeah.
So with all that said, growing up, I definitely wanted to say I wanted to be like Roy Jones. But
Yeah.
I also love elements from all those fighters that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
So it's a whole arsenal that you've gathered through
Exactly.
your life. Yeah, that's a true
GOAT
student.
Ali, my mother made me watch. My mother didn't even like Ali. She was a Joe Frazier fan, but she was like, this man is the reason why boxing has got $1 million purses.
Yeah.
Watch what he does. Watch how he did it. And everybody took that blueprint. Leonard took the blueprint from Ali. Floyd took the blueprint from Ali. Anybody that talks a little bit is because of Ali. So
Exactly.
shout out to
Yeah.
Ali. Rest in peace. That was a rough day when we lost that go.
Hey, champ, one last question. Best Mexican fighter?
Best Mexican fighter, in my opinion.
Your opinion.
So, I know everybody expects me to say Julio Cesar Chavez. And he definitely is one of the best Mexican fighters. But for me, it's between Raul Marquez and Salvador Sanchez.
Yes, Salvador Sanchez.
Salvador Sanchez.
Yeah. Salvador Sanchez. You're a true fan of boxing if you know about Salvador Sanchez.
Man, that dude was amazing.
Oh,
Hey,
amazing.
Champ, where do you?
Benitez fight or the Wilfredo, was it Benitez or Wilfredo Gomez?
Salvador
Benitez.
Sanchez with Gomez.
Gomez, Wilfredo Gomez. Yes.
They it was just the second round. I'm like, yo, this dude is fighting. And it was only the second round. I was sitting there looking at these cats like, bro, I've been dead ass tired already.
Yeah.
Hey, Champ, where?
Gomez was like 32-0, 32 knockouts. They thought he was about to run over Salvador. Salvador said, shit.
Oh, he was outstanding,
My
man.
afro out a little bit.
Exactly. Died too
Champ,
young.
where do you put Benito Lopez?
Fernando Lopez. He's definitely up there, man. Like,
To me,
and
I
also,
think
I can't forget about the Cuban that wanted to be the that was the honorary Mexican. He's got a great story too. Mantequilla, man.
Mantequilla Nápoles.
Nápoles.
Mantequilla Nápoles. That's right.
I've never watched his
Yeah.
fights like that, but I just know his story. And that's the type of things that legends are from. And my friend who knows his story really well, he still talks to his family down in Mexico. I told him, man, you need to get, and I have a guy, but he needs to get with Netflix to get that story out.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the great lost stories of boxing.
definitely.
agree.
Yes.
That's a good story, David. We need to look into that.
Yeah, we definitely need to do a story, do a profile on his life. Mantequilla Nápoles. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jaime, well, I think the time is up. Any more questions, guys? Because we've been on for 51 minutes. It's usually 45 minutes. But hey, champ, what an honor, man, to have you. And you know what? We look forward to your next fight. And you got 3 fans here, and we can't wait to your next fight. Guys,
I
anything else?
appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Anytime. Let me know when y'all ready. You know, it was a
Well,
good conversation.
I already want to reserve you right after the fight.
Yeah.
That's right.
You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys again. My phone's dying.
you.
soon.
Thank you.
You too, Austin, and let's hook up, man.
Definitely.
we're
I gotta come see your gym. I
Yeah,
gotta come see you, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
You're
God
more than
bless
welcome.
you. Thank you.
God bless you. Again, House of Pain.